let's talk about Aegon and his wayward ways. Aegon is a very troubled boy. And the thing about Aegon, and he reveals it to us in this moment where he sits with his mother in the car or in their moving vehicle, he reveals what his core wound is. And when it comes to storytelling, when it comes to screenwriting specifically, every character has a core wound, and that core wound kind of drives their purpose in the story, because their journey is to unravel or to heal from their core wound, or maybe the opposite of healing, and to be more detrimental, right? So when it comes to Aegon, when it comes to his core wound, it's about love and the lack of love and attention that he's received from his mother, the lack of love and attention that he's received from his father. And so he says it quite clearly here that, he never loved, well, he didn't believe that his father loved him because his father was too busy trying to convince Rhaenyra and his, and make amends or for killing his first wife intentionally, being responsible for his first wife's death and trying to prove to Rhaenyra that he was going to honor her, that he neglected his other children, especially his first son. So he has this inner conflict where he never received love from his father. And when it comes to his mother, so he did all these crazy things growing up, probably for attention, but it only resulted in his mother scolding him and insulting him. And even when he asks her, "Do you love me?" she calls him an imbecile. It's such a hilarious scene. It's such a hilarious moment. But it just goes to show how, she's told him things like, "You are no son of mine." She's just told him quite vicious things. And knowing now that Aegon has these perversions, and knowing that, he has a thirst for depravity, that makes me question, what is he, once he really sits in that position of power, how is he going to treat his mother? I remember Joffrey and the way that he used to treat his mother, he wasn't outwardly disrespectful to her, but if she'd hold his hand, he'd move his hand, or he would just be rude but Joffrey had this confidence and he stepped into his authority. And I think something about Aegon is he lacks confidence. That's something about his character. He lacks confidence because of the lack of love he believes that he's received in his life. But he might just be as wicked and cruel as Joffrey, but with a lack of confidence, right? But we're still getting to know him because we don't really know him or what he's capable of. We've only heard about, him, watching those children fight in those pits. He has bastard kids. We know that he's been a drinker. We know that he's very sexually active, very promiscuous. So these are the questions. Who is Aegon? And that's what the episode kind of revealed to us a little bit about his reputation in the town and what he's done in the town in Flea Bottom. But the real question is, who is he going to be as a king? Another scene that I thought was very interesting is we've watched Aegon for so long deny his claim to the throne. We've watched him say that he doesn't want it, begging for them to leave him alone. He doesn't want this. But the funny thing is, the moment that he stands in front of the crowd and for the first time he witnesses all this admiration from a room filled with people, he's sort of shocked because he now really understands the power of his position. He's shocked because, look, he never received this kind of love from his mother. He never received this type of love or even attention or affection for his father. And something that he's denied wishing for, denied wanting all his life. The moment, see him, look at how his reaction is when he sees all these people there seemingly admiring him, because when you're at the top, you actually think that they really do admire you. You don't know the dirty, nasty things they say about you behind your back. You just know that they're sycophants, right? And so to him, for the first time, he's getting the admiration he never got from his parents. And it seems as though, as much as he said he didn't want it, he's going to indulge himself fully in this power, in this newfound power, and step into his authority. So it's going to be interesting now this position, this battle for authority, that he's had this submissive approach with his mother. It's going to be very interesting now that he's the one in a position of power, how he's going to communicate with her. And that's why I talked about the parallels between her and her father, how all of a sudden now she was in the position of power. And it's going to be interesting watching him usurp power from his mother in their dynamics. Those are the parallels. And the reason why I thought, when I think about this mother-father relationship, the first thing that comes to my mind with a daughter-father relationship is Cersei Lannister and her father, Tywin Lannister, in Game of Thrones, and how Tywin Lannister controlled everything that Cersei did and moved her like a puzzle, like just the same way, like chess pieces. That's what happens to women. They're moved like chess pieces. And all Cersei ever wanted in Game of Thrones was the recognition from her father, the respect from her father, and to be honored by her father. She had this desperation because, unlike her other siblings, she was actually the golden child in terms of she did everything that he requested of her. She was the most ambitious. She was going to be the most accomplished. She was all those things, but she just felt that he always neglected her. And it was only Jaime that he looked to as his, favorite child. So she had this jealousy for Jaime. And I think when it comes down to it, even though Cersei didn't usurp her father in terms of power, she outlived him, and she got to step into that power that was greater than what he ever achieved in his life. And then when it comes down to it, I think there's some parallels when you think about that daughter-father relationship and watching the dynamics of these people take ownership of that power, especially with Alicent and her father. And it's going to be interesting now with this mother-son relationship and watching Aegon sort of seeing how he's going to treat his mother, knowing that he's a cruel person. He has these cruel, like creepy, cruel desires and ways of expressing himself. It's going to be, I'm curious to see how that unfolds with his dynamics with his mother.